Have your attention here in the media center. We are now joined by Denny Hamlin, driver of the number 11 FedEx Ground Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny, you're coming into a racetrack this weekend, trying to make that championship Ford Field in Miami. Good track record here. Still can't feel comfortable going into this race week. And what's your mindset as you head into Sunday's race?
It all starts today, trying to get a good qualifying spot, get a good pit selection, and go from there. I mean, that's all we really concentrated on today was try to run fast for 2 laps, and we'll see how it turns out tonight.
Outstanding. We're going to open the floor up for questions. We're going to start with Jeff, and we'll work our way around.
Do you want to know what the point situation is toward the end of the race? Do you want people to keep you updated on that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it matters. I think that if I can see people in front of me that I'm racing in points, I know I'm behind, and I know if I'm in front of them, I'm probably ahead. So I think it's tight enough to where I think realistically, whoever finishes ahead of who's probably going to get in.
Go next to Tom.
Denny, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Is it an advantage having 3 guys on one team fighting for the spots, or would you rather be the only guy on your team fighting for a spot now?
I don't know. I think it's close. I mean, it has its benefits. It has its hardships. But I think that for the most part, I like the opportunity for more of us to make it to the Final Four. I think there's a very good chance, no matter what, there's a very good chance that at least 2 Gibbs cars will be in the Final Four, which would be good. So, we're all going to battle each other hard and race each other as hard as we can, because we all ultimately know that we have to beat each other to get in. But it's just you do it as fair and as clean as you can.
We'll go next to Jenna.
I asked Matt the same question, so I'm not singling you out, but because of the mathematics the way that they are, is there a chance of there being hurt feelings between 1 or 2 of you Gibbs drivers with the other come Sunday night?
Well, there's always a chance. I mean, there's going to be, there's an opportunity for, 2 or 3 of us to be disappointed, or, none of us, or one of us. So there's always going to be hurt feelings, but I don't think it has anything to do with each other. I think that, for me, if I don't make it, we just didn't run good enough. I mean, we've had 2, 1 good finish and 1 average finish in this round, and really you've got to have a lot of speed at every racetrack. Every race in this, the Texas, Martinsville, and Phoenix is an elimination race. Even though they cut us off at the end of today, it started in Martinsville. So you have to have speed every single race. So if we don't make it, it's not my teammates' fault. It's our own.
Go next to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. At Martinsville, the talk was about you defending that position because of you were aware of the tiebreaker situation potentially. Was it as much because of what you went through at Talladega that made you aware of it, or were you always aware of it throughout the chase? Because obviously it could come back, and that could be a big thing come Sunday.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why I fought as hard as I could to maintain the position that I was in, and really I finished in it. It's not like I got past with 10 laps to go. So yeah, it's very important. We know that right now I have a third. The only way we can improve that, and not because of a win, would be to finish second this weekend. And I think if we finish top 2, second in particular, I don't see how. I know how we couldn't make it, but I think it's very unlikely. We start finishing 3rd, 4th. I don't like our chances too much. So we know we have to run up front, and so every position matters, even those tiebreakers. I obviously saw that in the previous round.
Any questions for Denny? We'll go to Nate.
Penny, you said very good chance that 2 Gibbs cars would make it. Some might handicap it more as a good chance because of Harvick, because he's won 5 of 6 here. Did you see any weaknesses from them in the first session? Do you think he's not the overwhelming favorite that maybe people are saying he is? Or
not really. I mean, they were in race trim, I think, for the most of the practice. We were in qualifying trim, so you really can't gauge much off of that. But no, I never really see much weakness, and I would say off their track record, you would always just assume they're going to win.
Go next to Jenna.
What's the protocol when you got, for example, after Martinsville when Kyle was upset with you? What's the protocol for how you guys handle that? And does Joe just leave it up to you guys?
Sometimes. I mean, there's some other times where he has to get involved, but really it's we have to communicate with each other. That's the biggest thing. Is you can't keep feelings bottled up for years and years, and all of a sudden it all explodes. And so I think I've got a great working relationship with all my teammates, and if one of them wrecks me this weekend, I'll be mad for a couple days and I'll get over it. I mean, it's just part of it. I respect them all enough to understand that we're competitors, but we're also teammates, and that's a very fine line. So you're gonna have hurt feelings here and there. I mean, we're battling each other, which is what we all wanted to do. I mean, if we had all 4 cars at Homestead racing for the championship, there's gonna be 3 guys pissed off. So that's what we get. We want to accomplish. There's only going to be one champion, so sometimes it's your time, sometimes it's not.
Go next to Kenny.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Denny, with all the talk of chase scenarios and teammates helping each other and not helping each other, do we tend to overthink this sometimes, maybe more than you guys do? That at the end of the day, the fact is you just need to go out there and try to win the race, and if you don't win it, get the best finish possible, and you either move on or you don't. Absolutely.
Well said. I mean, that's exactly right. I think that it's you guys are all trying to have a story and have a storyline, which is what you're supposed to do. It definitely gets dicey, and you saw after Martinsville, between teammates, so you're always kind of dissecting. Well, what is this person thinking? What did this person say? But within each other, I don't think it's that big of a deal as it sometimes seems. But it's going to be exciting. I think that we're in for a very, very competitive race where I think that the guys that are battling for points, if we're not battling for wins, we're all going to be very, very close to each other all day long. So I think it's going to be down to the last lap.
Additional questions? We'll finish up here with Nate.
I guess riffing off of that, Denny, what are the odds that something could happen like Newman-Larson 2 years ago? Good if it comes down the last lap?
If it's not a teammate, I'm hoping their spotter's going to give them a heads up that the 11's coming. So that's all. If I would have no issues doing something like that. That was a little aggressive, but I mean, moving somebody to get that spot to get in the Final Four, I'm not sure anybody would really fault you for that. What's that? No, I would not.
Well, Denny.
That's my answer today.
Well, you know what, Denny? We look forward to your answer on Sunday, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thanks.
Take care, buddy.